Hello and welcome to this week's crystal forecast. I did last week's forecast, but it was in Mendocino and I ran out of internet, internet time. So this week's forecast is in San Francisco on the lovely rooftop of a friend that I'm staying with. And I'm going to be picking the cards for July 4th to July 11th. So let's see what comes up. Okay, the card that we get today is Rose Quartz, Forgiveness. I'm just going to take a few minutes to tap in. Feels like it's been eternity since I've done one of these. This week what I'm seeing is I'm seeing people coming together, and I'm seeing that they're releasing all those things that no longer make sense for us to continually hold on to. There's a lot of separation, that's more of the words that are coming to mind. I'm seeing how people separate themselves and that those separations no longer need to exist. And so this week is really about looking at how we separate ourselves from others. Is it our projections? Is it our programming? Is it our ideas? Is it what we actually think, or is it something that was trained in us and not actually is our truth? And how do we feel separated from other people, and where are those causes coming from? Because sometimes there's another person projecting us and putting us inside a box, and that box is really difficult for us to deal with, but yet we are all just like little blobs, and energetically we will try to fit whatever the box is that another person has given us. That's what we do subconsciously as humans, in my experience. And it's only the really strong personalities and the older that you get that you really start to come fully into your own. But I've met many older people too who will still form into that box and then get really unhappy that they're in a box that they don't even need to be in the first place. So a lot of that is what I feel like is coming up, and I'm seeing that the solar plexus is combining with the heart energy this week. So there's going to be a lot of people trying to figure out the heart-centered power point and the heart-centered will, and how to actually manifest those things that they want through the power of the will combined with the heart. It's really important that these energies kind of merge or come together when often they're not. And so it's just about paying attention to that power and to that heart-centered space that we all have inside of ourselves. Okay, and now I am going to pick a crystal. Resonating with that message that comes beforehand, this crystal is talking about patience, having patience throughout the whole process, and realizing that patience is one of the virtues of self-love and self-forgiveness, because we need to realize that we are all just children that are just learning. We are all just people who are going through life, and we are all just practicing, and we are really coming into who we are, but nobody really knows who we are, because this is the first time the masses have become adults again, because right now many times we're looked at as children, that we have self-limiting beliefs and we are just doing those things that we think we're supposed to do in a lot of cases, or in what our programming is. And adulthood in the masses comes when people are being self-responsible, when they are figuring out who it is in their highest purpose and what their gifts are. And so there's this shift that is happening, and we need to have patience with ourselves and remember, there is no rush. Perfection is divine timing, always. And it may seem imperfect to you, but in the macro view of the world, there is nothing that is wrong with anything, because you are exactly precisely where you need to be. And the only thing that you have control over is whether you're going to accept that and move forward with what you can do, or you cannot accept it. And you can just be like, well, only if this happens, or only if this happens. Self-responsible people will actually accept where they are at, but they will not be okay with where they're at. They will want to continue to move forward, and they will want to continue to get things better and to make things better and to make things into divine alignment of who they are. And so it's super, super important that when you're trying to be self-responsible is that you are having patience with yourself and realizing that just like a 3-year-old might continually try something again and again and again and again each time they're getting closer, but they don't give up, and they just don't have an understanding of the bigger world yet. And that's a lot of the mass consciousness, is that we just don't have an understanding of the big world yet. How do we run in a macro society? How do we run from our hearts? How do we have no governments, but we need leadership still? It's about figuring out those questions and asking yourself, what is going on here? How can I be more self-responsible? How can I not project my feelings onto other people, but just accept exactly where I am and have patience with that and okay with that, and just know that it is imperfections that are perfection. There we go. So that's this week's forecast, and I'm just going to show you my new hairstyle because it's awesome. So I shaved off half my head. I have a video that I'm making of the entire process, so you guys will be getting that as well, and it's really fun with my hairstylist making funny faces with sharp scissors. Yay! Anyways, have a great week, and happy 4th of July, and happy Canada Day for people in Canada that I didn't get to say hi to. Love you lots. Bye.